Hey friends, so excited because today we are cleaning my house once again. We have a Rover dog and he's a black lab, shedding all over the place. So we will be working around him and Arlo playing, but we're gonna hop right into it. And if you're cleaning along, I hope this is motivating, and let's get going. So typically during my cleaning videos, I normally play good music and may chime in about the things that I'm doing. But instead today, I'm going to chat with you all about random thoughts and stories, and you can let me know which style of video you like better. You know those people like who you meet and they're like 100% totally normal people, but then they somehow have met like a million famous people, and it's like always their fun fact that they say during icebreakers. And maybe I'm just jealous that I haven't met that many people famous, but I feel like I want to use that as my fun fact. But I never know what to say during icebreakers. I literally think that they're the worst thing ever. I also only ever met like the vice president of Visa. I don't even think you can call that famous, but I sat next to him on a Southwest flight. And then I also saw Sean Lowe and his wife and kids, who was the Bachelor years ago at the Dallas Farmers Market. And if I have that video, I'll put it here. My sister and I were so excited.
Oh my gosh. We just saw Sean and Catherine Lowe from The Bachelor at Dallas Farmers Market taking their Instagram pictures.
But honestly, I don't think most people would know either of them. So, I mean, I didn't even know the Visa person until I met him. So my go-to icebreaker usually is that I have like 3 sisters and we all have 6 letters in our name and they all start with the letter A. But the older I get, the more I realize that that's not really even about me. I mean, I guess it is, but it's by the people I'm associated with. And the older I get, I realize it's just like not that fun of an answer. So I have no idea what else to say. If you have any good icebreaker answers, I would love to know. I think they are fun to like listen to. I just hate coming up with the ones for myself. And then also like a little life update. I did put in my letter of resignation notice for work. I've been feeling like super burnt out in healthcare, and like I'm only 3 years out of grad school. Like I'm really new to my field, and I feel like I should not be feeling burnt out this soon. So, and also I had that little health scare, so I just decided to pray on it and pursue something that I love. I am going to be opening up an organization business in my area. So if you're in the north suburbs of Dallas, hit me up because I would love to organize your home. I would absolutely love to. But I also am going to try to be smart about it, and I'm going to mark like a 5 to 6 month period. And if it's not really growing in those 5 to 6 months, I'm going to go back full time in my profession, but then just kind of switch up the setting to see if I can fight that burnout feeling. My husband and honestly a lot of people around me always pointed out that like I'm really good with setting up systems and organizing and cleaning, and like I should do something that everyone else recommends or sees in me. And honestly, I see it in myself. I just didn't know I could make money from that. So with the recent health scare, I decided like life is too short not to take chances when I'm young and have energy. So I started praying about whether or not I should do it or go for it. And then I flipped to the back of my Bible where it tells you different verses for different topics, and one of them was labeled decisions. I said to read like Matthew chapter 6. So I flipped the pages and I began to read Matthew 6, and long story short, it spoke about how God was always providing for you and like not to worry because like he feeds the birds in the air and they don't even sow or reap, but then of course he will provide for you, and like you're a reaper and sower. And literally my vision board this year is titled The Year of Sowing. It says 2024, the year of sowing. I'm not joking, and I literally made this obviously in January. So I figured if I spent the year in healthcare, it would be helping other people. And like I do enjoy helping other people, it's not that, but I do feel like half-hearted or burnt out, so I can't help them fully. So I decided to like maybe if I go into this organization business sowing all the seeds with all my heart, that maybe it would be successful. And if not, then like I can reset and sow full-heartedly into my profession, because that's maybe what's best for me right now, and that's okay. So stay tuned. I'll give you life updates. Past me would be so embarrassed to share any of this because like, oh my gosh, what if I tell them this and then I fail and I realize that I am like such a failure and they're gonna think I'm a failure and I'm gonna be worth nothing. But I also realize now that like failure is so okay and it's literally how you learn. So I also think I'd rather be transparent as I'm going through this process than like keeping it in. So here I am, and if it fails, it's okay. But anyways, enough about me. We're gonna switch the subjects a little bit and into a random thought that I had. But like, did you ever feel like you wanted to live like 80,000 different lives? In one life, like maybe a librarian who's just relaxed and gets to read books while she's like curled up near the window when she's not helping anyone. And then maybe like another life, it would be fun to be like a cruise mate or like a flight attendant so you can travel the world. I don't know. I think everyone has like those different lives. It's like, I want to do them all. But I also like think traveling helps expand your worldview so much and allows you to like change your entire perspective on life. There doesn't always have to be like one specific way of doing something, and just because you do something one way doesn't necessarily make it right or the right way to do that thing just because it makes sense to you. But speaking on perspectives, this has nothing to do with traveling, but I did see a TikTok about how a parent was standing at the door of her kid's room and like her daughter had Barbies all around the room and looked super messy. And then she brought the phone down to the level where her daughter was playing and showed the whole play scheme. When she was showing it, I'm gonna put it here and then like credit the author. It literally made me feel like I was playing again as a kid. And maybe it will for you as well. I remember thinking as a kid, Amanda, don't you ever stop using your imagination because adults are no fun. Like, they're horrible. And then little me was kind of right, because adults really do have less fun. Like, we just do. We have fun in different ways, but they're not in the ways that kids would think are fun. Like, I love organizing or cleaning. I would have thought I was crazy as a kid. Reading a book while you're curled up in your bed or a cozy little windowsill, that sounds so fun to me. It's definitely not as like play intensive as it would be if I was a kid. Because like a book, you're not like in your head using your imagination. You're just like reading and like letting the story play out. Same with like watching movies. But although my brain might not be as play intensive as it used to be as a kid, my dreams at night are wild though. Like, I don't think my imagination went anywhere. It just might be locked away for a special occasion or specifically for my dreams. Like last night, I flew to Orlando and was swimming in a dirty swamp pond. Then like snakes and bugs and alligators came out of the water, and then the alligator bit my leg. His nose turned into paper, like a paper cutout, and then I ripped it up and I was able to get my leg out. But yeah, it was crazy. My sister and I actually talked about this last weekend. I went to Myrtle Beach to visit her. It was such a fun time. But we were talking about, we're like, I think we dream way more than most people. She was like, no, definitely. Because both of us and our partners, like, we dream more than them. Could be genetically, I guess. Or maybe, like, gender-based. Like, our guys don't dream as much. Or it could just be... While I was there, we, like, shared a bed. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and she was like, I'm going to sail away. And I was like, what? And she didn't answer and just, like, flipped over and went to sleep. Well, stayed asleep because she was already sleeping because she sleep talks. Anyways, I just thought it was really funny and cute. I love when I can get all my cleaning done in one day, wrap it up and tighten the bow and feel better the rest of the day. But unfortunately, that's literally not how it like ever goes. So I had to go to work on both of these days that I cleaned. And honestly, it was good because by the time I cleaned the first part, there was more dog hair for me to clean that kind of blew around or they shed off the next day. So 2-part cleans always work as well. But before I went to work, I made this lunch and I'm going to share it here because it was so good. It was the best toasty that I've ever made, and it probably was the oil that made it so crispy and good, but it was delicious. And then I also wanted to share these natural beauty pills that I've been taking daily. They are so good for your complexion. I'll put a before and after picture here, but I've been working with Beam as an athlete on Instagram, and when I had the opportunity to work with them, I was so excited because I love their company so much. They focus on selling a lot of supplements, so like proteins and green mixes. Their green mix with Sunny D is actually the only green mix I've ever actually finished because, you know, they can be really bitter. Anyways, if you want to use my code Amanda, you can save and help support me, and I would really appreciate it because I would love to continue to work with them. And the night before was Valentine's Day, so we had these chocolates and it came in this heart container, and I was like, that would be so cute to use for storage. I'm not sure what I'd use it for, but I went ahead and saved it. As you saw, I had to sweep up a whole bunch of stuffing that was all over the living room because my dogs like to play tug-of-war, and so we decided to get them a couple more toys that hopefully will last longer. Then I also set this oil diffuser, which I think makes the house smell so good and last so much longer than a candle. You just have to be careful with them because apparently dogs are sensitive to them, so I don't put that many drops in. Then I focused on rearranging and refreshing our bedroom because it's like where we spend time watching our projector and hanging out before bed, so it always just like accumulates cups and sometimes food. So I quickly make the bed because sometimes Arlo likes to hop up there and have a nap and his hair gets underneath the sheets, and so when I make the bed his hair stays on top, which is perfect. So went ahead and made those, and then I started with laundry, which is my least favorite chore of all time. Seriously, I hate doing it. So I try to bribe myself by putting on a show and watching, and here is a quick time lapse of it because if I hate doing it so much, I'm sure you don't want to watch it. And with that, that is the end of our video. Thank you for watching and having this whole house reset with me. I really hope that you got your house cleaned and you feel good in your space. So again, thank you so much. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps tell YouTube to continue to promote my channel. And I appreciate it. Bye.